Hey, welcome back, everybody. This is episode 20 of our Let's Play series. I'm glad you could be with us. And last episode we did finished up our kitchen area, built our fireplace, and at the end of the episode I wanted to have some porridge available for breakfast. So we're going to grab that. Very good, very good. We're just going to finish eating this off. What are we going to do today? All right, so we have been working through these last 10 episodes, have all been about putting together our infrastructure and our food, trying to get everything together that we need to be able to sustain ourselves. And it is May 22nd, and you'll remember a while back we planted our crops. And it is now time that we go and reap the benefits of that. So this has been nice because we got our cellars put in. And so we've got a spot to store our food now down in here. And we have a lot of the tools that we need for cooking our food. We've been able to go through and make a bunch of crocks and some bowls and all that kind of stuff. So this episode is going to be about, let's get some cooking done. All right. And while we're here, let's go ahead and feed our chickens. One, two, three, 8. Seven, 8. 8. So actually, what we need to do then is, since these have already been harvested, this is the P. So K would come in behind this. We need to harvest all of this. So let's see what we can do here. Probably going to run out of side before we run out of, before we get all this harvested. It's like it's about gone. Yep, there it is. And an axe works absolutely fantastic for harvesting. It's very quick. Okay. Now a whole bunch of flax. So at 4.8 years, that's going to last in there. So very, very good. And we're going to be cooking all this up here real quick, so won't have to to worry about that going bad anytime soon. Now I should be able to grab that. Almost. And then in here we had planted what? So this is going to be where the peas are going to go. So let's go and harvest this up and then we'll head in. And then we've got 2 more farms we still have to put in yet. Alright, so we got a little bit of planting done. We're going to jump in here. And I brought some stuff with me. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a little cooking tonight. And start converting some of this over into packaged meals. So we're going to grab our pot. Drop that in there. Grab our pot. Drop that in there. And let's see. I got some meat that's spoiling here, so we're going to have to cook that up pretty quick. And use it up. So you're going to go in there. The rest of this meat we're good on. So let's see. In this one, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't think you can do... Nope, you can't. Okay. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. So that'll give us another... Now, cabbage is by far one of the best ones. Something that don't quite have available to us yet, but as soon as we do... Okay.
What makes a great chef? Well, training and technique, of course, plus a great love of food, a generous personality, and the ability to invent hot chocolate truffles. Meltingly addictive hot chocolate truffles. Balls of creamy chocolate filling that are rolled in fresh crumbs. Let's have another piece. As long as the dough is relaxed, it's ready to roll. Ready to roll. Let's have another piece. All in a ball. Ready to roll. Ready to roll. Freshness is essential. That makes all the difference. All the difference. I like to smell something cooking. Makes me feel it. Bring on the roasted potatoes. Bring on the borscht. This is what good cooking is all about. This is what good cooking is all about. Like sour cream cheese filling and the sweet topping, all on that crisp pastry. You can't define these in a recipe. You can only know them. You can only know them by knowing how the food should taste. The blend of oil, fresh lime juice, grass ginger, and fish sauce.
So these jars, when you finish cooking the food, the lid will pop off when it's done. and then you can pick it up with this. Now you can either pick up the meal, you know, while it's sitting out here. You can pick it up off the fireplace. You pick it up off the fire pit. You'll still have to go back in and move it back around. So I usually just pick it right off the fire pit and then put it back. That's this one. That's that one. The bad guy trying to get to me. That one should be about done. There we go. So I'll take this crock and I'll right click on it. And now you'll see in this crock I have 4 servings of red meat stew with the boiled onions and radishes. And then to recook this, I got to put that over there. We'll put some more into it. So this one I'm going to do a hearty. Just like that. And so that's just all protein is all you're going to have in that one.
You need some fat in your diet, or your body can't process your vitamins. Freshness is essential. That makes all the difference. I like to smell something cooking. Makes me feel it. Bring on the roasted potatoes. Bring on the borscht. This is what good cooking is all about. This is what good cooking is all about. Cook and keep on cooking. This is the way to live. This is the way to live. Cook and keep on cooking. This is the way to eat.
I know, not exciting stuff here by any scope of the imagination, but I mean, it's a necessary part of this game. And you know, one of the things that I've heard several content creators of this game say is, you know, it can't always be the excitement stuff. Sometimes you got the grind. And I think anybody who's played this game or anybody who's interested in playing this game should understand that there's going to be a grind involved with it. And so this is one of those things, you know, creating for yourself a secure area. You know, there's no, you just don't regain health when you're not sleeping at night. But, you know, other than that, there's really not a negative effect for not sleeping at night. So get your stuff done during the day while you're out there running around and you know, in the daylight, and then come in here at night and do your cooking and your any other little small things you need to do to kind of prepare yourself for the next day. Here we go. Oh, forgot to get a fire pit crock. Get it?
Chef, there's a perfectly roasted chicken. The lemons, the garlic, the rosemary, butter-free, rosemary, full, rich and creamy, suspended in its sauce. You have to watch it. Don't let it cook too long.
One thing I do like about this game is being able to open up multiple inventory simultaneously. So you see I'm on this center fire pit here, and I'm going to right click on it, and that opens that one up. Well, I've showed this before. That kind of frees up your mouse, your pointer, and you can see I can access these. So if I right click on this one, it opens that one up as well, and I right click on that one, it opens up as well. So being able to access multiple inventories simultaneously in this game is absolutely phenomenal. I can do the same thing here, and if I want to, I can click this and make it movable, and then I can pull this and move it up out of the way. So I still have access to be able to see everything here. And then while all this is going on, I can scroll wheel through my inventory, and I've got the crock, the fired crock selected. And so whenever I go to pull this out, all I have to do is just right click from that spot, and it'll perform the action. Really nice. If you having to do keep fuel going, you can keep an eye on your fuel and just drop it in as you need to. So this is going to be something you'll see me do not very often, as far as doing this on camera. This is one of those tedious tasks, kind of like going up and gathering up resources. So I'm not going to subject you to this constantly, but every time I go on a hunting trip and I come back with meat, I'll go and grab vegetables and I'll create meals at that time and put them away. Now, most of the time during the spring and the summer and the fall and even into the winter, I'll be sustaining most of myself off of exploited resources. So, if I happen to kill something, I'll cook that meat up right then and there. What I'm going to save these meals for is when I'm around the base and not doing a whole lot of wandering and exploring. And I need something to sustain myself with. That's what these meals will be for. Also, we'll get into a time here in the winter when harvesting animals is going to be not going to yield very profitable resources. So we're not going to harvest the animals in the cold of winter when their weight is low, just because we want to get a maximum yield off of each opportunity, each action. So we'll withhold culling the herds during those times, and we'll wait and do that mainly in the spring. So this will be, another time where we'll be dipping into these resources. All right. So we've got all of our meals. I had to go out and grab a few more. So there we go. We have 9-10 meals cooked up. Plus we've got these that are down here still. They're still good for a month in the current condition, but we'll have to take care of those here real quick. So that is, and technically we could cook some more, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. What I want to do though is we're going to go ahead and get these sealed up. So to seal up, there's two ways that you can seal it up, and I've talked about using the fat for sealing jars, and you can do that. But I like to reserve my fat for other purposes. But I just want to do this just to demonstrate. Yep, you can do that. Most of the time, though, you're going to see me use the beeswax for it to seal it up. So there you go. So you see, if I take that out of there and you look at it's fresh for 27.2 days in my inventory, I seal it, and in my inventory it's going to be good for 231 days. Okay. Now, let's go down here. Get this lights in here. There may be bad guys in here. Who knows? Nope. Good. Okay. So now I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it on this shelf. Let's see. This is the red meat stew with boiled vegetables. So we're just going to put it right there. And now if you look, it says, because we're in a cellar and it's on a shelf, it says it's fresh for 3.1 years. 3.1 years is how long that's good for. Yeah, this is just red meat stew over here. Put it in 3.1 years. So there you go. Now, and this is totally up to you, if you think that you're going to have enough food supplies coming in, and you don't feel like you're going to be rotating your food supplies around quite frequently, and you're not playing on a server. If you look at this in my inventory now, I need to grab one that is already registering a date on it. Grab one of these older ones. This one should have a date. Yep, perishable for good for 27.2 days. So, if you feel like you're going to be rotating your food supplies through quite frequently, you don't really need to seal them at all. If you look at this, it's 105 days that's going to be good. We're in May, and we're going to be continuing to do additional harvest and things like that. So if you feel like, I'm going to use this up in plenty of time, then you could just not seal it at all and just put it on your shelf. Now, for me, I don't feel that that's always going to be the case. So some of these I want to go ahead and seal up and have them available. There we go. So I'm going to finish moving my food stocks down here. Actually, I wanted to unload my grain while I was down here. There we go. And then I'll be back, and we're going to go finish doing some planting. Actually, I may do that planting off camera. I want to come back, and we're going to make some bread. So we're going to need to make a quern, okay? So I'll be right back. All right, we're back. Remember, if you don't have your torches in a torch holder, you need to replace them every so often. So I'm just going to go ahead and knock these down for now. All right, so let's make two things. Let's make our quern. And again, to find out how to make something, you click the H key and then select over it. So to make our quern, we're going to do the 4 stones, and this is not cobblestone. This is the actual free stone, and the 2 sticks. So I want to put this back into fixed. Here we go. So we're just going to make 1 for right now. Go, there's our quern. And we're going to place it right there. And I need some grain. And a water bucket. Get a few more things here. Okay, to use the quern, do not put a block on top of it. To use a quern, all right, to use a quern, I'm going to right click on the base of it, and we're going to take our grain and we're going to place it in that inventory slot. And then you're going to right click on the top part to make it spin. And this is, you see the animation there. And if you look at the area on the quern where it shows here, you'll see it's actually, there's a progress bar, just like what I showed with the extended workbench. So this is, sitting and doing this and holding on that button all this time, that's one of the reasons why a lot of people like to automate their querns. And I do too. We'll be close to that. All right, I'm just going to do 10 because you'll need 1 liter of water per flour, but that's what you're making is a flour. And if you look at the grain's good for 2.7 years. You turn it into flour, it's good for 5.4 years. So this is a way to extend your food supplies as well. Okay. How's my inventory looking? It's pretty chinky, isn't it? You go here. Just for now. Okay. All right, so we're going to take our water, put it into our inventory spot, put the flour in, and you see you're going to make the rye dough. Okay. Now, dough, once it's been made, does not last very long. So you want to make your dough only as needed. All right, so one of the other things you can do for making bread is you can make a clay oven. So hopefully we've got enough clay for this. Let's see. There we go. That was pretty close. I'm going to have to get it picked up and move it. There we go. And I'm going to put it right just like that. Okay. I think it's only 4 pieces of wood. Six. Okay, so the way this works is we're going to light this just like you would a normal fire, and it's going to heat up. That wood's going to burn off. Now, there is no GUI for this, so you're just going to add it in there. There you go. And if you look at the tooltip, you'll see rye, dough, and it shows the temperature of each one. And we're going to watch it's going to change here shortly. It'll say, I think, partially cooked or... part baked, part baked, part baked, part baked. You can see it kind of changed inside there. Rye bread, rye bread, rye bread, rye bread. So now we can pull those out. Put the next one's in. Okay, so now what we have is 4 loaves of rye bread. And we should be able to get another cooking off this. I'll come back when it's completed. And there we go. 4 more. So that is the oven. Now if we take these down and we put them in our cellar, we can then take these and you do a couple things with them. So right now you see they're going to store for 32 days. The saturation about 300. If you were to put them in a chest, 124 days. And you can put them on a shelf and you get the same thing, 124 days. So there we go, bread. So this is not something that I usually make a whole lot of. There probably will be a time there because there's a lot of traders that like having the bread. They'll trade bread for you for gears. So that's probably something we'll end up doing with the bread. All right, so that's really going to do it. These 10 episodes have been about getting food together and kind of building our infrastructure. And we've got that done. We demonstrated the gardens today. We moved some stuff around, replanted, did a large harvest. We did a lot of cooking, kind of showing that food preparation part of it. Next episode, we're going to begin the exploration phase of Vintage Story. And in that, we're going to be doing a lot more of the underground stuff. We're going to work on our weaponry. We're going to work on armor. We're going to work on combat. We're going to see more and more combat with the drifters. Oh, I charred it. Yep. We're going to see more and more combat with the drifters. We're going to start working around the idea of doing treasure hunting, looking for underground structures. We want to find some translocators so that we can kind of hop around this larger world. And then we're going to also be exploring and looking for new plants and new trees and new flowers. So that's going to start the exploration phase of it. We're going to do that for the next 10 episodes. So as I said before, we're going to be doing recap episode. This is episode 20. So the next video to come out will be the recap episode of what we did, kind of behind the scenes, lost footage, things like that, bloopers, things that took place in these last 10 episodes. Okay, so I hope you look forward to that. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining me on this. This has been episode 20, and we'll talk to you next time. Take care.